Good morning. It's Sunday, August 20th. I'm State Senator Jill Schupp. The events of this past week have compelled me to step up and talk to you about what's been going on. When the leader of the free world stands in solidarity with racists, with white supremacists, with neo-Nazis, it is time to wonder what has happened to the moral compass here in the United States and how we go forward. If you're like me, you had a visceral reaction to the comments that he made this past Tuesday. And I want to make sure going forward that I've stood strong and that you do too, that we will not tolerate this kind of behavior from our nation's leader. This week also, one of my colleagues in Missouri Senate posted online a horrific statement. Now, she recognized that she never should have done that and took down her post immediately. But an apology is required, and we can never have those kinds of comments be made when we're talking about how to deal with people whose ideas upset us even in that extreme way. So I call on my colleague to make sure that everyone, from the president to everyone in our nation and indeed in our state, understand that those comments are ones we won't tolerate. In all of this, I don't want to lose sight of a few very important things, starting with the mainstream news media, who brought us the information about what was going on in Charlottesville, what's been going on in Barcelona, who we depend upon to bring us, through their interviews, through their deep study of issues, the importance of what's going on in our state and our nation and around the world. And when we hear the president of our country denigrate the news media, I think we have to be very cautious. We need to know that openness and transparency are there for us to hear and see and determine where the truth lies. As we study these big issues, there are policies that have been put into place in our state by our governor, the governor who told us he was all about ethics reform, who is working using dark money where we don't know who his donors are, who is doing things that are not ethical in this state, but most of all, who is putting into place, with the help of my Republican colleagues in the House and the Senate, laws and rules that squeeze Missouri's middle class, that hurt working families, that are anti-labor, that tell us that they don't trust women to make their own reproductive health decisions, that denigrate immigrants, that take away the possibility of affordable health care to over 200,000 Missourians, that increase the cost of prescription drugs for our low-income seniors, that put our health of our seniors and people with disabilities in jeopardy by limiting in-home health care. The list goes on, including, most recently, a voter suppression policy that will make it difficult going forward for some of the people in this state who are our citizens to vote or to understand what the rules are around their ability to vote. These policies, coupled with so many more, are hurting Missourians for today and going forward. And as a Missouri State Senator, I need to talk to you about those so that you are well aware that we need to stand between policies that are put into place that will hurt us for the short term and in the long run. Tomorrow is the solar eclipse that we will see over the nation of the United States. It's pretty amazing that it's over our country and over the state of Missouri. And to me, it's a bit of a metaphor for what's going on in our nation and what's going on right here. It takes us from light into darkness and then back to light. And in the state of Missouri, are we going from light into darkness? I believe our policies take us there. And it's up to you and me to move us back into the light towards a state and a nation that we envision, that we dream about, and hold as the perfect place to raise our children. So I'm going to ask you to do what you need to do, to run for office, to work on campaigns of people that you care about. I'm hopeful I'm one of them. I have an election coming up. To speak out and speak up with your ideas, and to continue doing what you need to do to make sure that you know what these policies are and what you have to do in order to put into place a better policy and a better Missouri. Thank you.